Okay, this is the introduction. In this part, the zebrafish is a very special one. Although Fairfax you have already heard of it, have never seen it. This is because it's not exactly a very pretty fish to have, thanks to its almost transparent body. But this is not the only thing what makes the fish special. What makes the skill important is that it's one of the most used forms marine life in medical research. This is because it's transparent, but even more important is that it's a genetic similarity of uh, 87% with human. This makes them perfect candidate for experimentation. They are also cheap to maintain and have some incredible regenerate traits. The IMIP have used it in this theory research, and I could we used to study chronic inflammatory disease, especially of the skin, as well as other infectious disease caused by intercellular bacteria, blood disorder or skin cancer. But other main goals in this is to know how and why this fish helps save lives, what characteristics make it so good and its jobs, and how they use these characteristics in the laboratories. Science thanks to the fact that the fish has a very good similarity with the human behind. It can help us to use its DNA to be able to regenerate internal organs, since the zebrafish has some in its DNA that makes it possible to regenerate parts of these organs, and this is so amazing. Thanks.
We chose to study marine life ODS because we were fascinated about how vast and diverse the marine environment is and how really little we know about it. Do you know that more than 80% of the ocean is still ready to be discovered? It's an absolute craziness. So we were particularly interested in how marine life, even though we are very different life forms one to another, has contributed to make lots of advancements in biomedicine and healthcare technologies. Well, investigating obviously these types of species, the axolotl came immediately to our mind because it is a well-known species that has very incredible regeneration abilities. But we decided to search for a less known species that has made more significant contributions to the field. And that's when the zebrafish caught our attention immediately due to its adaptability and versatility and the amazingly connection and similarity that is to the human DNA and its very remarkable impact on biomedicine. After choosing the Marine Life ODS, we decided that we should pick a subject related to biomedicine because if you think so, it is very interesting to believe that maybe any life form like a fish or a coral or anything like that, even though we are terrestrial animals, could help humans to develop in a better way its own medicine. So with this in mind, we started searching and our investigation led us to the incredible but very common zebrafish. The zebrafish is a little fish that most people have in their house water tanks, and well, we didn't knew much about this fish, so on Google Academics specialized articles and books, we started searching for its characteristics, its appearance, and why scientists believe that this little fish could be the solution to lots of health and genetic human problems.
Future work. Well, in the future, we look to see further on the side of ethics and if it should be really condoned to experiment on such a large scale on an animal, and if the arguments they made about it are correct and don't have any type of failures between its reasoning on why it's condoned.
Well, after all you've heard about the zebrafish, you probably want to know why is such a good model? And even though you've already heard its characteristics and you can make yourself an idea, the main one is that its 87% compatibility with human genes makes a very big difference. But if you also put the other characteristics this fish has, like its transparent skin, it's a perfect formula for success. And being able to see through its skin and having such a good compatibility with us humans makes it easy to compare. Thanks to being able to see through its skin, we're able to make non-invasive experimentation in the zebrafish. This helps us a lot because we don't have a moral dilemma about if we should actually do it, because sometimes being invasive means having both these checks everything necessary for being a good model. So in what has been it used as a medical model? It has been used in Alzheimer, stress, cancer, and neurotoxical research. This is pretty huge because it all is a pretty common group of research. This only proves further how good the zebrafish model is in a medical field. This has taught us furthermore how good the zebrafish actually is. But we do have one problem. We fear that it might be so largely used that it might have an overpopulation problem, which will lead to the destruction of some habitats when released. And even though it's a small fish, it doesn't change the fact that this is a risk. But we hope that this will never happen, because there are so many ways we can research a disease.
Um, Conclusions. Well, the zebrafish, even though it's not so well known, it's an animal that is helping us advance in such an important field as medicine, which is incredible. In other part, we should be more aware of the importance of marine life, even though the zebrafish is a good example. Uh, there are a lot more like it that should have its deserved appreciation for their contribution. And that's all.